Grass. I've been growing a lot of grass in my basement, and this is something I really wanted to incorporate more of over the winter months. I really wanted to have a fodder system going this winter where I constantly had a source of greens for my chickens and also my cats and also me. So this wheatgrass here can be juiced for wheatgrass shots. It can be used for my cats. They love munching on grass like this. And it can also be a great source for my chickens to help supplement their feed and also boredom this time of year when they really don't have much to peck around and scratch at. So this is something I love doing. I started doing this with the cats years ago when I first just had my one cat. I started growing grass for her probably like 4 or 5 years ago. And it was something that I would always do over the winter months because I would allow her to go outside and kind of munch on grass during the summer and everything. But last year, once I had the chickens for the first winter, I did a little bit more. And this year I really wanted to be a lot better about it and constantly have some going. So I have a few trays I'm going to start today. My first trays are now good to go. The cat started to snack on this earlier today, and I'm also going to give this to the chickens today. But yeah, I'm gonna have this constantly going over winter. I already have all the grow lights for all of my seeds starting, so I'm really excited to kind of share this whole process with you guys today. One thing that's really cool, I'm kind of playing around with what trays I like most. These are my mesh trays, and I'm going to have to cut off the root system, but this works really, really well for the sprouting. But look how insanely cool that root system is. It's so neat. I've always found that cat grass is really great for their digestion. They love munching on it. It's good for their teeth. It also helps them with being bored. They get to like put their faces in it and smell it and feel like they're outside a little bit. So I bought a 5-pound bag of organic wheatgrass from Johnny's. You can also buy this, I think, in 25-pound bulk. So I'll probably be doing that. I have found that a little bit under a cup of seed works really well. So what I've been doing is measuring out a little bit under a cup and putting it in these mason jars, allowing it to soak up the water overnight. It's already been a 24-hour period since I did this. So what I'm going to do is strain the water from the seeds, rinse them a little bit, and then they are going to go on these trays. So I did mention I'm playing around with trays a little bit, but I have really enjoyed using my mesh trays here. I did make sure to wash these. Always make sure to wash them. They are going to line my other bigger trays here. So this allows the seeds to sit on top and water to pass through. That way I can make sure that they're just not sitting in water and stuff like that. But I'm gonna strain out each one. Each jar will be one new tray, and then we will go put these downstairs. What I typically do with the trays is I'll give one of those trays to the cats. They'll munch on it for about the next week or so, and then I will go ahead and give it to the chickens. At that point, the cats will peck at it and play with it, and they'll munch on it, but the chickens will absolutely destroy it. I'm gonna give them that tray today and give the cats another one that I currently have going. So what I do is after I strain this seed, I just put it into these trays here and just flatten it out the best I can. Now, when I would do this with soil, I would never pre-soak the seeds. I never really found it necessary, but with doing it without soil, I do find it to be very helpful when sprouting everything. All right, so let's go ahead and throw these downstairs. Welcome to my seed starting area, which is now my fodder system for overwinter. So other than wheatgrass, I will be starting my onion seeds, gosh, in 4 weeks, which is absolutely crazy. So I'm just gonna be constantly gardening this year, which is really fun, even though some of it's indoor gardening, but here we go. So I have everything that we just did currently, and we have this batch, which I started 10 days ago. I have found when it comes to wheatgrass, you're looking at about 7 to 10 days roughly to get it from your seed to fully this lusciousness. So this is day 10 for this grass. This is a few days behind. I believe we're sitting on day 7, day 8 for this. This right here is sitting at about day 4, day 5. You can see it is really starting to sprout now, but it is a little bit patchy. Once we get to this point, everything really just goes. I have a tray here and a tray here that I started about 2 days ago, I believe 2-3 days ago. It is starting to like fully sprout and starting to put on a little bit of the greens, and these 2 trays I just did with you guys upstairs. So my plan is I'm probably going to start doing about 3 to 4 trays per batch every few days. I really would like to give the chickens a tray about every other day, and the cats will get a tray every week, and then that will go to the chicken. So I think that would really maximize it. When I use this for myself, when it comes to wheatgrass shots, I will probably use about a quarter, maybe even less per batch. So I could get away with about 1 tray for myself each week, but this is going to be something that I'm going to be teetering on a little bit. Like I said earlier, I didn't do it to this extent in any years past. All right, let's give you guys a little closer look. You can really see just how a few days will really make this just a little bit more dense. But man, how fun is it to just rub your hands through a bunch of grass that doesn't have any type of bugs in it. But here are those. This is the one where I said we got a little patchy in the back, but everything's sprouting and it will all end up coming together. This is the one I started like 3-4 days ago now. You can see how we're starting to get all the sprouts going. There's a little bit of green poking out there. Same there. And then that's kind of the difference between about 3 days. And that's probably the difference between another three or so days, and then another 3 or so days. Really cool how this can be ready to go within 7 to 10 days. I do like the mesh trays because it allows me to put water in this bottom tray, and then whatever the grass didn't soak up over a few hour period, I've been dumping. That way it's not sitting in water. Playing around with using soil and not soil has been really interesting because I've always used soil in the past, but it's really not needed. So I've been really liking that. But when it comes to some of this smaller stuff at the moment, until it really starts to grow in, I don't just let water sit in the bottom. You can see like I have a bunch of root systems going right here, and this is also a different tray too, which I don't know if I really like that tray as far as sprouting stuff goes. So what I'll do is every handful of hours or so, I'll come down about 2-3 times a day and I'll mist the seeds. I could not do it as much if I had humidity domes for these trays. I don't have that. I also don't have plastic wrap, which would also work. Or you just spray your seeds like I do. I'm home quite often, so I will just come through, spray my seeds, and honestly, I like the routine. I was watering my garden every day, and this just feels the same. So I will just come down, use my hefty little water bottle, and that's all you have. And about 7 to 10 days later, you have this beautiful grass. It's super easy. Let's give this to the chickens, and then I want to come back in and make some shots. Okay, so to release it from the tray, so I don't have to throw my tray into the chicken coop, I am just going to slide a knife and cut off this root system here. If I try to pull it, I think it would just kind of ruin stuff, but this is working pretty easily. It's really cool to have a whole like thing of roots. I will also just give them these roots. I'm sure they will have fun pecking at it, but at least this way I can take the tray, clean the tray, and have it ready for the next batch. Man, I feel like this would work really well if I were to maybe dehydrate it, and then I could use it for nesting pads for the chickens. It has a very similar texture, so maybe I'll give that a try. Overall, that worked out pretty easily. Look at that. That is so cool. Oh, awesome. And there we go. Well, the last little bit got a little messed up, but overall, ta-da! Let's give this to the chickens. All right, here you go. You can see the broccoli that they ripped to shreds right behind them. I gave that to them yesterday. turn of events. Oh no. Hey, come here. Let me put you back in. Come here. No, come here. Come on. That was eventful. Yeah, did you have fun? Probably what I get for leaving this door open. So last but not least, I'm going to take some of this and I'm actually going to juice it. I've done a lot of juicing over the years, but I think the last time I've done a straight wheatgrass shot, it was when I was in Times Square in New York City with my husband like 7 years ago at this point. So where is, I need water because I know I'm gonna need water. All right, so here's to health, bottoms up. Just like I remember. Okay, so I think that includes everything in today's video. I'm already feeling kind of like a rush from that wheatgrass. I always feel like a rush whenever I do any type of juicing. I'm really excited to incorporate this all through the winter months, and I just wanted to give you guys an insight of what my plans are. Hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye.